Hey, it's Norm from Tested.com, and for today's show and tell, I want to talk to you about some RC mini multi-rotors. Late last year, I introduced this. This is the Helimax 1SQ. I thought it was a great introductory multi-rotor system. If you're thinking about buying something like a DJI Phantom or 3D Robotics quad rotor or building your own, I'd say start with something like this first. This is a hobby RC kit, which means you can swap out the batteries, you can actually swap out the little motors, you can buy replacement props, no problem, and it gives you a sense of how you fly using one of these multi-rotors. Using the left and right stick, the left stick is usually power, propulsion for altitude, and also the yaw, and then you have this translation movement on the right stick. Orientation is so important when flying these hobby RC multi-rotors because once the quad is facing the other direction, left and right are backwards, and your brain struggles to reconcile that. So that was $100. But what I have this week is something new. It's a little smaller, actually a lot smaller. I would call this a nano-quad. If this is a mini quad, this is a nano-quad. This is the Estes Proto X. If you know what Estes is, if it sounds familiar, it's that same company that makes the rockets, but they also have a little nano-quad. I think it's actually a rebranded version of this other nano-quad released by a company called Hubsan, and the Hubsan Q4, but this is the US version, and it's a perfect mini quad. It's basically a toy to fly around in the house. It's $40. I would not call this a hobby RC mini quad at all because you can't swap out the motors. The frame is actually the circuit board. The props pop off real easy, and you can actually buy a replacement for those, and they include another set of replacements, and it's just a lot of fun to fly. It does come with a transmitter. You have to pair it with this transmitter permanently. It's 2.4 gigahertz. You have to put two AAA batteries on this, and to fly it, basically you just turn on the transmitter, power that on, and then there's a power on the back. Flip that on, put it on the table, and it also has some nice LEDs. Blue means the front, red means the rear, just like a car. The battery is a 100 milliamp hour LiPo battery, which is not big at all. It gives you about 5 minutes of dedicated flight time, but show me someone who could fly this for 5 minutes straight, and I will give them a cookie, because I have not been able to fly this for 5 minutes. You can fly it for maybe 30 seconds, and that's pretty good, but you'll get about 15 minutes of actual fun playtime with this because you'll be starting and stopping and catching it and putting the props back on and not actually flying for dedicated 5 minutes. The battery does take about 45 minutes to recharge. You can't swap it in and out, unfortunately, so once you're done with that 5 minutes of actual flight time, you have to plug it in over USB and charge it. But it's a lot of fun. Recommended to fly indoors. You can fly it outdoors, but any light wind will throw it off course and slam it into walls. In San Francisco, not so great. If you're out in the country or somewhere where it's still wind, totally fine to fly this outdoors. So let's go fly it around. So that is the Estes Proto X. Again, it's only $40, a perfect little toy to give to someone to get them excited about hobby RC, to get them into RC multi-quads without having to swap out motors or swap out props or swap out batteries. I'm Norm from Tested. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.